All right, what's up, guys? I guess I want to talk. First of all, thank you for coming in. Hope you can stay through the video. Give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. Hopefully, this helps you make sense of this fucked up world we live in 2022. Things are going down pretty fast, socially, if you will. It's all coming apart at the seams in a lot of ways, but you know, I've talked about in other videos why a lot of men are checking out in a lot of ways. Part of me believes that a lot of, you know, I've met certain women as well that are also checking out. There are a lot of good people on both sides that are just checking out of this. Not out of like anger and stuff like that. They just realize what it is, that they're not gonna find what they want, you know, and it's a shame. And I've met a few of these women and had some of these conversations. Well, the conversation I'm about to talk about here in this video. And this is an important topic because a lot of the, you know, some of the women I know that I'm not intimately involved with, or maybe, you know, a little bit here and there, social media is a huge deal. And I know everyone is on social media. I know that this is social media, but it's not the same. I kind of see YouTube as more or less anonymous because you have to specifically go find the direct person or that direct topic, because people are they sell, their brand is their topic that they talk about, not necessarily who they are. That's not to say that you're not, like, I'm not myself, I am, but the things that I'm passionate about, that's what I talk about. And that's what this is. So that's kind of more or less how you're categorized by the viewers, you know, in a lot of ways. So to me, that's not as, it's more of an anonymous thing. And same thing with like Reddit. But then you start getting into like, you know, Facebook, which is, it's a whole nother monster. I've actually deleted, I didn't even have a Facebook till 2018 because I didn't like social media. I saw how fake it was and I saw what was going on. And this was back in my blue pill days. I still knew what it was and how fake it was. I saw that a lot of women I knew were more concerned with taking pictures of where they was and what they were doing than actually enjoying the experience. I saw where some women would post their man and some wouldn't. I saw where women would have fake accounts. They would be stalking people through the back doors. And it really rubbed me wrong. So I started one in like 2018. And I actually had deleted it and, you know, started it again, but I don't do too much on it. You know, I have a small circle of, you know, like friends and family, but very small, and who I deal with on there, you know, because there are certain people that I don't want to have access to me, you know, so I don't want to advertise what I'm doing or what's going on in my life to anyone. Basically, I'm more selective about it. Like when I opened it back up and redid it again, I said I was going to do it right. If I meet a girl, I'm not going to add her to it. She's going to have to really be, you know what I'm saying? She's going to have to really prove herself in a lot of ways. But with that said, social media, the good side for you men is that you have to use it to your every advantage. If you're meeting someone, meeting a woman, looking for a job, wanting to move somewhere, you have to use it to your advantage to vet everyone in your life, man. I can tell a lot about a woman without even meeting her because of how she operates on social media. How active is she on it? How often is she posting? How personal the things is she posting? You know, all those fake ass memes and shit like, I just want a woman, you know, out of here. Get out of here. Look, we all want love. We all want to find love and unicorns and shit like this. You know, a world would be better. You know, I'm not saying don't post certain things that could be inspirational. I'm not against that. But too much? Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. Or people that post every damn thing they're doing. People that post politics. Oh, I've unfollowed people because of politics. Even if I agree with them politically, I don't agree with putting your politics on social media. I just don't. It's disgusting. It just is. And I've seen the division caused by that. You know, people that were fucking close, you know. I've come from a family of both Democrat Republicans, if you will. And I've loved both of them, except when it comes to that. So the best thing to do is to just not engage it on social media. In my opinion, you should not post your politics and you're like your overt religions and stuff like that, like controversial topics. Leave the hot topics off of there. Anyway, social media should only be for the people that are intimately close to you. It shouldn't be for a public audience, unless you're running a business, in my opinion. So I could tell a lot about people based on how they move when it comes to that, and everything I've just laid out, if you will. And how, especially a woman, if I'm dealing, like meeting a woman and I'm trying to get to know her, this says a lot about her. I don't even care about what she posts. It's her frequency has a lot to do with it. If I get on there, she's got 1,600 friends. I don't care if she has 1,600 friends. Nobody has 1,600 friends. Nobody does. I think there's a study come out that said 125 is the most you could ever entertain. But look, I'll let it, 400 maybe. But it's not about numbers. But if you got 1,600 friends, that means I get it. That means no. That means that no one person matters enough to that person. No one person matters enough, because the algorithm's not going to be able to sort out the order of how important certain people are to you. That's kind of what I'm saying. That means that she has no filter, and it's about advertising and appearing to be something that she may not be. So, but I got to give a little disclaimer. I know everyone has their unique, different reasons for this. There are a few exceptions. I get it. Mostly if you're running a business. I got it. Or if you're like high up in the town where you live, if you're part of that, or if you're a political candidate, I get that. But with that said, when it comes to me, or maybe even you, and making it a commitment to a woman, social media is a problem. It is. And I'll go ahead and be the first man to say, I do not want to be the man to tell that woman, oh, you need to delete your social media, or you need to get rid of this, or you need to add me in. I don't want to have to tell a woman anything when it comes to social media. Anything. Nothing. And this is tough. But there are certain ones that know this. Meaning that, this is the way I describe it. A woman's seeking your commitment. If she likes you, she's auditioning for your commitment, your exclusivity as a man, which is normal. But you as a man, you're sitting here watching her and how she moves on social media, and you already know what time it is. You just don't know how to approach it, because basically, you know the old stereotype, you're controlling. Or I don't do nothing on it. I just use it for this. You're going to get all the same old excuses. And look, that's fine. If she wants to keep social media, by all means, please keep it. Like, no judgments. But you ain't getting my exclusivity. You just ain't. Now, if she wants to like shave down and make a bunch of drastic changes in a good way, with that said, this is why you lay it out before that commitment word ever comes up. You have to. Because the way I describe a commitment from a man's perspective is, a commitment is basically a house. Me as the man, I'm building this house. I've built this house. I am in charge of the safety of everything within this house. Anyone that comes into this house, especially a female, she is under my guard now. Meaning, if I say lock the fucking door, she's gonna lock the door. If I say don't leave the windows open, don't leave the windows open. Now, over time, as a man, we fill this house with things that we work so hard for. But if we know that we go to work and she leaves the damn door wide open and unlocked on the house that we built, we realize that she doesn't value your protection. Because men inherently have the gift. And I don't care, this may offend some women. I don't care. Men are more capable of guiding and protecting a relationship than any woman ever could be. Period. And that's, to be fair, like if that woman says no, men aren't, that's because she knows she didn't pick a leader. She didn't want to follow what that man was doing. Because if she truly loved and respected that man, she would be more than glad to allow him to protect that relationship. That's because that's what it is. And this is really what you want, is you want a woman that protects, she's displayed qualities and characteristics that you feel comfortable that she's going to protect your relationship when you're not there, because you obviously can't keep an eye on it all the time, because there's going to be kids riding by, throwing rocks at the house. There's going to be intruders that try to break in the house. And God forbid she's walking outside to check the mail in a robe. You could put all the metaphors that you want on this. You know what I'm getting at. And this is what social media is. To me, I describe social media in this context when it comes to the house as leaving doors open and leaving windows open. Now, if you want to leave doors open on the house, look, that's my house, first of all. You ain't doing it. You can go out. but you ain't coming in. And that's kind of what I'm saying. This is what it really is. Like, maybe no one breaks in. You leave the windows open. You leave the door wide open. Maybe no one breaks in. Maybe she takes a little step further. She shuts the doors and shuts the windows, but she doesn't lock it. And maybe she leaves the blinds up to where the man can see her changing and getting dressed. You could do the metaphors on that as well. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to say. If that woman doesn't respect the house you've built when it comes to your commitment and that thing, you don't want her. And a lot of times the woman will she'll accept it initially, and it's her choice, guys. You got to make it her choice. No one's forcing her to come into your home. No one's forcing this woman to be there. She could be wherever she wants. But if you want to come in and you want me to allow you in my home, you're going to respect my rules. You're going to take your fucking shoes off. You're going to shut the door. You're going to lock it at all times. If you leave that house vulnerable, something I built, something I know how to fucking protect better than you can, lady, you're not welcome to come here. Now, I don't hate you. Just keep it moving. Maybe the dumbass next door, he'll open all his garage doors and shit and leave them unlocked for your ass. It ain't going to be me. This is why a lot of men don't take women serious, because they don't want to admit this. Guys know this inherently, instinctively. We know this. We know that we are qualified and we are overly capable of managing and protecting a relationship much better than she can. We just kind of get blinded in a lot of ways, and we start trying to put fires out when she starts to diminish the effort she puts in. And the thing is like, I'm not even sitting here blaming women for the failure of relationships. But let's just be honest. Society doesn't even hold them accountable for their part in it. A lot of times, the woman will pull out of the relationship, and then the guy starts to try to fill that void. Like, he's basically going behind her, trying to shut windows she left open, trying to close doors and lock it and say, hey, I done told you to quit leaving this door open. And like, I don't like those fucking people. Why are you inviting them in the house? Telling them our business, showing them the things inside this house, things that are personal to me, private. I don't want nobody that I don't allow, that we don't allow. Basically, she has to submit to you in that way, man. And this isn't, like I said, I'm not telling women to submit. I'm saying, if you want something from me, this is what you're going to give me. It's fine, as long as that's understood. And guys, the truth is a woman that truly likes you and is about that, you don't have to have this explanation. You don't have to have this discussion with her. A lot of times, women will mimic and mirror the energies and vibes that you're giving off, and she'll try to make adjustments to become, like, if she likes you, she wants to be like you. She wants to be like you. She respects it. This guy knows more than me. She's not going to admit it, and you're not going to shame her. The thing is that she's going to try to mirror and mimic those qualities and characteristics. If you tell her, hey, don't leave this door open, she's going to say, you know what, you're right. I'm not going to leave it open. You shouldn't have to directly tell her, hey, delete your shit. Because I would never imagine telling a woman to do that. Because if it comes to that, it's too late. And I'm not saying all of it. But is she even willing to discuss it? As I said, you have to lay this out prior to ever committing. Because once you commit, the window of any adjustments in that realm is closed. She's not going to go back and change. She's going to say, well, you accepted these terms and you let me come in the house and said I could wear my shoes. You allowed me to come in the house and said, hey, I could leave these windows open. Why do you want me to shut them now? She's going to question your ability to hold true to your word, your expectations. It's important. So the way I see it, like, you can have your own ideas when it comes to this. But honestly, guys, the more social media a woman has, the more dangerous and detrimental, and the more you can't manage that relationship. Because everyone else is managing that relationship. All those snaps, all those dings, all those notifications, man, y'all are going to get in an argument. She's going to go sit outside on the porch maybe, and bing, as you know, at the right times, somebody's going to bing. How you been? She ain't heard from him in 6 months. Now she's going to go inside. You know what? She's going to go inside and start some more shit with you so she can leave and go talk to. I just wanted to talk. Guys, because she left the window open. She left the window open. Because the truth is men shouldn't be leaving doors open as well when it comes to this. But she is not to be you're not to be accountable to her, because women aren't, they're not designed to manage this. They're too emotional to manage this with you. A lot of times, like, if you try to go back and change and say, hey, I know I was okay with this before. I want you to delete it. She's getting emotional. Emotional is what she's going to go to that place. Well, why didn't you say something before? Well, you have it. The more social media she has, the more you have so many blind spots. And how the hell could you, even if you might like this girl. You may like her a lot. She may like you. But why? The thing is if a woman, if you knew, like, say, let's just say she's a great woman and you're a good dude. Everything's perfect. You know inherently down the line it's going to be a problem. No matter how great everything is, you're going to hit bumps in your relationship. And guys, she's left too many windows and doors open. So you have to know that you got to avoid things in the future when it comes to this. I'm dead serious. I know a lot of people couples that have joint accounts and stuff like that. I mean, you figure it out yourself. It's important to fine tune this, whatever works for you, whatever you can accept and tolerate. But I mean, when they have like WhatsApp, fucking Snapchat, Instagram, fake accounts on Instagram, fake accounts on Facebook, Twitter, man, Tinder. And then they try to tell you, well, I'm not, I just use it to keep in touch with my family. Man, I've heard that before. I'm just using it to keep in touch with my family. Fuck out of here. This is so disrespectful. Basically, this is the equivalent of her going and sticking a for sale sign in your front yard. And you come home from work like, that house ain't for sale. Oh, yeah, it is. Instagram said it was for sale. And she might go in and say, you walk in and say, who put that sign in there? She's like, well, I did. You're like, bitch, the house ain't for sale. She's like, well, I know it's not for sale. And I'm talking about your relationship. She'll say, I know it's not for sale. I just wanted to see how much, I just want to see some offers and see about what we're looking at. This is what you're trying to argue against. You can't be rational and logical with this type of fucking stupidity. You're having to now lie to yourself. Well, that for sale sign, it's okay. It's just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? It's just collecting dust. This is really what it is. Even if she really has good intentions, she still doesn't understand and comprehend. Just like, here's another thing. Men know how men are. For all the talk, I go in on women. Oh, I know how men are. I ain't giving men a pass. I know a lot of men are out here are fucked up too. Men are sick. They're thirsty. They will fuck stick anything that moves. They don't care. They just don't care. Men can be stupid. Men can be misled. Men can be just as dumb and gullible and vulnerable and retarded and emotional as fucking women can. If not worse in a lot of ways. So yeah, I'm not giving men a pass. But with that said, I would be an idiot if knowing what I know, knowing what the majority of men are out here just looking to fucking slide into her damn DM. Please, sending her dick pics. And she has all these avenues and open doors and open windows for anybody just to walk through and throw a message through when you're at work and you won't even know it. She's telling you that she's not going to protect what you're building. She doesn't even see you as a man that she can respect and look up to build the future for her, for y'all, for you two, for your potential kids or whatever you're going to do. It's a huge problem, man. People talk about it sort of, but they're trying to put out fires on something I don't think is possible. And this is just in 2022. Who's to say what social media evolves into, 5 years from now? Keep in mind, the smartphone came out in what, 08, 09? We've had like 13 years with smartphones and look what the fuck's happened. We've seen the evolution of men and women. We just have. And with that said, exclusivity in relationships, whether or not you want them, let's just be honest. People inherently deep down inside want somebody. I got that. I can admit that. Women and men alike. Even men that go their own way, they realize what it is. It's because they realize that they're so far gone away from what it would take to manage a relationship that it's a job I'm not willing to take on. I am not going to have a job where I got to constantly come behind you, shut windows, shut doors, run off the cats and strays you let in, run off the fucking neighbors, especially men I don't trust, but you're letting those men in the house? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I'm not playing that crap. This is why it's like the easiest way to maintain your sanity. It's the best ideal way is to find a woman who's very little presence, very little presence, transparent, but or none at all. But if she's got like these like Snapchats and shit, get the fuck out. I ain't playing that. Even if you like her, even if she likes you, just know the odds of it working out are slim to none. And why are you gonna waste your time? Spend that effort and time and energy instead of closing doors and windows behind a woman because you love her, because she doesn't love you enough to listen. And this is typically where you hear, oh, he's controlling. This is why I say you're not controlling. You're only holding her into the contract. You're holding her to the contract that she agreed to. No one forced her in your house. That's why you got to always have that mentality. I don't want you here if you don't want to be here. And I don't want you here if you don't want to be here. If you don't like my rules, that's fine. I get that. I wish you the best. But no, this is the way it's going to be. That's why men are so protective over what we have in our homestead, where we live, our cars, our assets, our things. And especially if we choose to allow a rare exception of a woman into our lives. But the ideal thing is most modern women are not showing that same passion with protecting your relationship as you are. So she's putting that much more on you, and now you're behind her putting out fires and picking up dog shit. I ain't playing that, dude. You got other things, bigger fish to fry. And there are certain exceptions. They're few, not many. There are certain women where you won't have to have this discussion. She'll just know. As you're dating and say you're working towards that, and y'all like each other, you can kind of put things out there. Don't like bash her. Don't make her feel stupid about it. Like you want to create an environment where she can be herself. But if you don't like what it is, don't bash her and shame her. You should appreciate that she actually revealed to you. You know what I'm saying? But you can't, if she asks you, inherently you say, like, I just don't even want to fool with that. You can kind of put it out there what it is. And then at some point that conversation will come up, but you're not going to have to drill her about the kindergarten basics of all that shit I just laid out. She's going to kind of get the point. Women are very intuitive, man. They know. The thing is the reason they fight back is because they know that they think they can. They fight back because they want to. I don't know. It's hard to explain this. They know that what they're doing doesn't make you happy. They know that. They're not going to admit it, but if she's already crossed that line of disrespect, she's going to try to manipulate you into accepting it. That's what I'm trying to say. Which it's already been over. I'm just saying. I had a chick, man. We went over this. Like, I actually took her a little bit serious. This was a while back in Instagram. I mean, I saw her, like, one night we were laying in bed. And I saw Instagram on her phone again. We'd already had that little discussion. And I saw it on her phone. I said something, She knew how I felt. And at that point, I didn't even say nothing to her. I didn't say, what are you doing with that? It was time for her to go. The next date, it's time for her to go. She knows what she did. I don't have to explain it to her. It's a shame. I liked her, vice versa, but she didn't respect me enough to honor the agreement. No. Why does she deserve my commitment? I'll smash, but, she's in my house and she's out, but she ain't spending the night. So with that said, listen, guys, I hope this helps. This is why social media is not healthy. A lot of people still trying to make something work in a system, unfortunately, that is much worse than it was before, which was already hard enough before. Marriages have been failing for decades. I mean, really. It's just everything's been coming apart for decades. It's really hitting the fan right now. But this is such a leviathan. I just don't see it. Now, are there few and exceptions? Sure. In other countries. Anyway, look. This is just me speaking from my perspective, but I understand what it is. I have seen too many relationships fail. And this was the initial door that was left open where it began. What was the origin of the end of that relationship? Guys, ask yourself that. Because the end of the relationship is it's not at that moment. It's later on. But the origin was something that probably started either in the workplace or on social media. It could be just little bits of her allowing seeds of jealousy in herself about her friends, seeing that she's with a guy that looks better than you. Little shit like that. It's very hard to understand it, make sense of this, because there are individuals too, but why would you put that extra stress on you? You can't manage that. You can't. You can manage a relationship. That's not to say you can't. You can absolutely manage and protect a relationship, a household as a man. But man, you cannot manage an emotional playground like social fucking media. Nobody can. They can't even do it. I hope this helps. I may make another part on this because this is a huge topic. But social media has no place in a world where women are still pining for relationships, and even men are still entertaining it in a lot of ways. There are certain exceptions, but man, you got to build the fence high. You got to make the fence high. Because it shouldn't be easy for anyone to get in your fence, anyone to come in your house. It just has to be this way. Some will make it through. You'll know which ones to kind of take serious and begin the vetting process if you're going to pursue that. But social media, most women will dump a man before they dump their social media. If that doesn't tell you all you need to know, when a man gives up everything for her, and she won't even turn around and dump social media, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. We ain't even talked about all her other contacts in her phone, her exes and shit like that, her side pieces, her dudes, her co-workers. We didn't even discuss that. We're talking about one thing, but it's huge. But she will not get rid of that thing. But she wants you to get rid of all your hoes. You to make all the changes in your life. You to quit drinking. You to move to a bigger house that you otherwise didn't need. You to make more money. And even though she may not tell you these things directly, you as a man instinctively fucking know this. So why is it that a woman can't instinctively know that she needs to do whatever she can to honor that man because he's protecting her and that relationship? Very few can pass this. Very few women can make it through. And there has to be a gauntlet in place. Guys, you're better than this. You are better than trying to manage an emotional playground with a woman. Think about that. You're trying to manage and control and teach discipline to this woman in an emotional playground. A festival fuck fest, if you will. It's bigger than that. It's huge. Where there's 7 billion people plugged into this emotional playground. There's no rules, logical rules. It's all emotion, and feelings. When you really stop and think about it, I'm telling the truth. It eliminates and disqualifies a majority. And I'm aware of that. I accept that. I don't like it, but I know that it's a waste of time to entertain any other, As I said, I don't care what women do. I want her to want to. If she doesn't want to, I'm cool. No, I don't hate her. I'm not going to say she's a bad woman because she got social media. I'm not going to say she's a bad woman if she decides to keep it over a commitment with me. But if she wants my commitment, she knows what she got to do. She knows what she got to do. It's her choice. I want it to be her choice. Will never want to force a woman to do anything. She will only resent you. But if she tries to come back later and try to shame you, she's out. Understand, that's a place that a man can never manage. You can manage a relationship, but you cannot manage her leaving windows and doors open the second you step out or you go to work. Especially to go to work to improve your household. And here she is disrespecting you. With that said, I love you guys, man. You got to be better. Men, you are better than this. You should put such a high price on your commitment as a man because you're doing all the work and you should be doing all the work. This is not to say women are bad. Women are not bad. The women that don't qualify for this, they're just not qualified for your commitment. That doesn't mean you have to see it that way. Don't try to attach good or bad to this. Just understand. You want my commitment? It's your choice. You know what I'm saying? She might say, well, that's too much. Yeah, but ain't nobody forcing you to do nothing. Ain't nobody forcing you. I would never want to. I'd still be friends with her. Maybe you can smash her from time to time. But she ain't getting a key. Fuck no. Anyway, with that said, I love y'all. Enjoy the longest day of the year. It's hot. It's beautiful. Tomorrow's going to be 100 and something degrees. But regardless, I love you guys. Stay on yourselves. You can't be bogged down chasing most modern women, dude. You shouldn't chase any woman. But most modern women will give you just enough, and then they will pull back and expect you to chase them when they got all these complications going on. Fuck out of here. No. Women shouldn't be, and this is a shame because this is something that should not have to be taught by men. It's just what it is. Women should have taught this to each other, but of course they haven't. Men can't, this is something moms should have taught them, how to be disciplined on how they interact and move in social media, but they don't want to hear it. So with that said, same thing with commitment. I shouldn't have to teach her what it is about commitment because they don't want to hear that either. They just want a commitment. Bitch, no. Nope. Kick rocks. I love y'all. Give me a like if you don't mind. I will see you around, guys. Put a higher price on yourself. You are worth it. You are worth much more than that stupid Instagram. If she don't even want to get rid of that shit, she don't love you. She don't love you enough. Think about how stupid that sounds. Oh, I'll do anything for you. Okay. Delete that. I'm not saying that, but you know what I'm saying. She loves you so much, but she won't delete. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck out of here. When you're giving her everything, getting rid of everything, turning your focus to things that, she doesn't value how much a man puts into his commitment. How much pressure that puts on a man. She doesn't even value it enough to delete a social media. Get the fuck out of here. She ain't worth it, bro. I love y'all, and I'm signing out.